multiple debates about the whole Austin Metcalf murder. And, basically what I'm getting from this is that there are a lot of people
Ricky
still in 2025 who think that you are just supposed to walk around seeing the whole world through the lens of race. And that's just not the person that I am, right?
It's not the person I am either, but it is the person that most Democrats want people to be. But shout out to this guy for, I'm that way too. I don't really live my life thinking about race constantly, but there are people that do.
This particular situation, I look at this situation through the lens of a father, right? Because I have a son that plays sports, and I cannot imagine taking my son to a soccer game or a basketball game and the end result is him being dead, stabbed in the chest.
And that's what I was saying. I don't even think this case had anything to do with the race. I honestly think this was just two high testosterone teenage boys who were in an ego struggle. And sadly, one decided to take it to another level and stabbed another boy, Austin, in the heart and killed him. That is not okay. That is not a way to deal with problems. So, we can't walk around stabbing people every time we get into a small altercation with somebody, especially, as children. This is insane that people are saying that this is okay. People are saying fuck around and find out. These are kids we're talking about. It's crazy.
What? A argument, a confrontation, a shove, a push. I don't think that there's a scenario where you could convince me as a father, right? If my kid didn't have a gun, a knife, a stick, a slingshot, a screwdriver, nothing, right? There's nothing that you can tell me to convince me that someone else is justified in stabbing him in the heart and fucking killing him.
Big agree.
You can't justify it. I don't give a fuck what color the person is.
Agree.
Nothing. Because this is just what I would describe as just everyday teenage boy shit. I used to be 17 years old, right? And we got into little scuffles and mishaps and stuff like that because that's just teenage boy shit. And at no point in time did anybody ever die behind it, at least around me. You understand what I'm saying? And
same for me. Fighting was a thing. Pushing was a thing. Shoving was a thing. Maybe people throw hands once in a while, but it never escalated.
The situations where it did, nobody was jumping.
Well, there were times that it escalated. I remember I had a friend, we played softball together, and she bullied. This was real bullying. This wasn't like this altercation that took place with these kids, but this girl bullied this other girl horrifically for months. They beat her up. They jumped her. She got boys to pee in bottles and pour them on her. It was bad. And then one day the girl had enough, and my softball teammate had attacked her again, and she cut her face open with a box cutter, and the girl had to get over 170 stitches in her face. And the girl who cut her wound up getting off on self-defense, but the reason why she got off on that self-defense was because it was documented the amount of abuse that she had been through, and because during that altercation where she had cut the girl was the one who started it, and she was being severely beat already. This wasn't like a little shove. And again, this was severe bullying over a long period of time. This was a totally different thing. And then I've seen fights at football games that have gotten out of hand where people are cracking bottles over their head. People have seen, shootings and this and that. But this is not okay. This is not the norm. And when it comes to just, young kids or young men who are, learning how to deal with their emotions, their testosterone, and they're going through a lot, it's unacceptable to be stabbing people, and killing them over these small altercations. And I'm not even saying that I think this young man, Karmello Anthony, should get life in prison, but he needs to go to prison. This is not okay. And for people saying, this is okay because Austin was white, the racial stuff is just disgusting. And I'm sorry, most of that racial stuff is coming from the black community, and they really should be ashamed of themselves because it's disgusting.
To defend the killer. I don't understand it, man. And it's sad that this has become, like a race thing, because I thought about this, right? And I don't doubt it for even a second, right? If you took this exact same scenario and just simply swapped the race of the two kids, All the people who are saying this was self-defense, they would be demanding justice. They'd be ready to march up and down the goddamn street, sweating and spitting and hollering and all that shit. I guarantee it.
Good base.
He's right. I mean, if the roles were reversed, this would be just, it wouldn't even be in the news. Nobody would care. And that's the sad thing. So let's see what he has to say. Let's end it.
Love this guy.
Not only that, but if there was a situation between two black kids, if this was two black kids,
never would have even been in the news.
All the people who care so much about this wouldn't even give a fuck.
Exactly. See? Exactly. This is I mean, shout out to Panamanian and Ricky. We're on the same page, 100%. Give a fuck.
And I know this because
100%.
This type of stuff happens in the community every day.
He means
and they
the
don't
black
care.
community.
They don't say nothing. Nobody's upset about it. It's just a normal thing. So this is the same thing. This is no different than Black Lives Matter. The only time people care about teenage boys killing each other, because it happened in the hood every single day. The only time these motherfuckers care is when a white person is involved and they can make it a race thing. That's the only time y'all care about what happens with youth in the community. That's the only time.
100% agree. He's talking about, again, when he